Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a long time since I've done an update on the Himalayan, but I still have her. She's going very well, and at the moment she's currently got 21,246 miles on the clock, so put a few thousand miles on it since the last update. But yeah, running very well, just past the MOT. Just an advisory on the rear wheel bearing, just a little bit of play in the rear wheel bearing. So what have we had to do since I last did the update? Well, first thing, let's turn this engine off. That's better. So the last major service was before we did the Adventure Bike Rider Festival back in June. And I think if you look on one of my videos, I think there's some footage of us riding around the adventure track. This bike did about 4 or 5 laps. But not only that, I rode it down a 4-hour ride from Scarborough in North Yorkshire down to basically down to near Oxford, really, down to Ragley Hall. And then we did the adventure loop, had my luggage and all my camping gear on, and then came back. And the only thing that's failed on the way back was the rear master cylinder. And I think what happened was, there's a little rubber seal under there, you kind of can't see it because of the heel guard, and they just get a lot of crap in there, you know, a lot of mud and dust and that. So we changed this master cylinder. It's 15 quid off the internet. It's not a genuine one, but to be fair, it's probably just as good as a genuine one. We've had to change the front wheel bearings because we had a bit of play in the front wheel bearings, so that was done about 1,000 miles ago. But other than that, I think in terms of reliability, I think that's been absolute. I think that's been it. Other than the wheel bearings, which is wear and tear. I mean, this bike does get used extensively off road, as you can see on my videos. So yeah, front wheel bearings, rear master cylinder. The grease nipple on the headstock is working really well. I haven't had to adjust the headset bearings at all. Like I say, the guy who did the MOT for me, you know, he's checked all that, and you know, he says, you know, hasn't picked anything up. But there is a grease nipple. You probably can't see it, but it's actually there. And all I do is every 3,000 or 4,000 miles, I just pump a bit of grease in there, you know, and it comes out at the bottom. I put a nylon string in the bottom, so there's a nylon string on the fork yoke just to keep the grease in there, and that seems to be working. So a regular grease on there. I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything else that's the tyres? So these, I think there might be somebody coming up here. Is there somebody coming up here? No, we're all right. So these Pirelli MT21s have been absolutely brilliant. Now they are loud, they're very noisy, but I've gone up and down the motorway with these. I've done lots of off-road with them, and do you know what? There is still a good half-inch of tread on there. So really happy with the with the MT21. The TKC 80, I've still got that on the front. Now this is lasting a lot. This is lasting quite a while. This, so that's done about 8,000 or 9,000 miles. So it's not the greatest in the mud, but it's better than obviously the stock tyre. And yeah, we checked the valve clearances the other day, and totally in spec. So 3,000 hard miles, really pushing the engine up and down the motorway, revving it on the adventure trail, you know, getting the back wheels spinning, all that going on. Check the valve clearances, still in spec, and that's with the tech cam as well. What's not to like? But yeah, still going really well. I'm just trying to think what else. Is there anything else? What else have we done since the last update? The emulators, the fork emulators, I think I found those a little bit hard, so the compression. So again, in one of my videos, I fitted some compression emulators, which gives a little bit of compression damping. What you notice on the Himalayan is when you're riding along, I noticed in the reflection the front wheel just bobbing up and down. So when you put the emulators in, it kind of cures that. It just adds a bit of compression. But the only thing is, to adjust them, you've got to basically take the fork spring out and then mess around with like a little valve and put them back again, which is not a big deal. So I backed mine off a little bit because I think when I set them, I had them at maybe 2.5, maybe 3 turns on the spring. If you've got the emulators, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've backed them off to a full turn, so I'm down to 2 turns, and I've noticed it's a bit softer on the front. If anything, it's a little bit better off-road. So it feels like the front wheels it just feels a little bit more forgiving, whereas before I think it was a little bit too hard. I was getting a bit worried actually about blooming bending my fork legs, but I think that's probably a bit extreme, to be fair. But yeah, other than that, still running really well. Oh, I'll tell you what I did. I had problems with my indicators. So again, number plate lights on the back here. So I think from power washing, just getting loads and loads of water, in the in the indicator lenses and things like that, it's just causing corrosion. And so I've had some problems with the electrics on the back. Like I say, it does get power washed nearly every ride because it gets filthy. But yeah, the chain's holding out well. No oil, well, minimal oil consumption. Do I have to top the oil up at all? I think I probably have to add maybe about 100 millilitres of oil after about 2,500 miles. But it's not too bad. Like it's doable. It's in terms of livable, should I say, not doable. It's not excessive, and obviously it's an air-cooled motor, and it is quite revy like. So yeah. So Himalayan's still going really, really well. I've got no plans to change it. It's still going on adventures, and we've got another year's MOT on it now. So yeah. There you go, folks. The Himmy. So we're going to the ABR again next June. We're booked in again for the VIP this time. I'll be taking the Himalayan, and hopefully see you there. Come and say hello. Thanks for watching. Any questions or anything you want to add or ask me, then please put your question in the comments, and I'll do my best to give you the answer. Thanks for watching, folks. Speak to you soon.